Hey everyone, welcome back to Liz Fenwick DIY. In today's video, we're doing another trash to treasure. So I recently went to a citywide garage sale and picked up a ton of stuff. One of the things I was so excited to find were feed sacks. And I was excited because these are so popular right now. People are doing so many different things with feed sacks, making them into wall art. And the latest thing I saw was some really cool pillows. I found them at a boutique. Somebody was trying to sell these feed sack pillows for $50. And I knew I could make them for so much cheaper. So the feed sacks I picked up were $2 each. So I want to show you two different ways that you can make these feed sack pillows. The first way is going to be like a big slouchy pillow that you could use more for like your fireplace or put it like on the floor or something. So to start my big slouchy pillow, I just cut out so that both sides of the feed sack were disconnected from each other. From there, I grabbed a pillow that I wanted to recover. This is just an old one that I had that I wasn't using. I put my feed sack over my pillow so that the wording was in the center. And I think that's one of the things that makes these cool, or the wording and stuff. So make sure you get your placement where you want it. So once I put it over, I just cut around the feed sack so that I could sew it to fit this pillow. Next, I took the back of the feed sack, put my piece that I had cut out on top of it, and just cut out so that it was the exact same size. Then I put the right sides together, and then using my sewing machine, I sewed around 3 of the edges of my pillow. Once I did that, then I just flipped it right side out, and then make sure that you push the corners really well on when you're pushing it right side out. Then you want to fill it with whatever pillow you're using. To close up this, all I did was tuck in the excess, and then I'm going to pin it in place. Then you can just use your sewing machine and stitch it together. And then make sure that you cut off those extra strings. And that's all there is to the slouchy pillow. Now let me show you how to make a smaller one that's a little bit more fitted. So with this next one, I really like the stitching on the side. I thought it was super cool and I wanted to keep that feature. So I'm gonna let the stitching stay in place for 2 of the sides. So what I did was I just put my pillow form on top, and then I cut around on 2 of the sides. Next, I'll just flip my pillow so that my wrong sides are facing in. So then you just want to stitch the 3rd side and then halfway of the 4th side. Then I'll just flip it so the right side is facing out, fill it with my pillow form. Then I'll do the same thing by tucking the ends in and pinning it in place. To stitch this together, I wanted to do something that mimicked what I had seen on the other side of the pillow. So I got a big doll needle and some twine, and I just stitched it together with some twine so it looked a little bit like the other side. So now I have 2 boutique style pillows that I think are just gonna look so cool sitting out. I love going to garage sales because I feel like you get things for so cheap. I found this adorable jewelry box. The lady only wanted $1 for it, so I was like, yes, I will get it. And I wasn't really thinking jewelry for this. I was thinking more maybe for craft supplies, putting those in there, but you could do anything with this. And so the first thing I did was, it was kind of dirty, so I just cleaned the whole entire box just to get it so there wasn't anything on the surface. Next, I'm going to paint this with 2 coats. The color I'm using is Fern by Waverly, and it's this nice, like really rich green color, and I think this color is going to be really popular. I've seen some dining room sets painted in this where the chairs are painted this color that I think are pretty cool. So I think this is going to be a new fun color, this Fern. And so I'm just gonna do 2 coats over the entire box. Now I wanted to give it a little something extra, so I grabbed some scrapbook paper from Joann's, and make sure that you get their scrapbook paper when I think it's like 10 for $2 is what they sell it for. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to put this paper on the sides of my like little drawer boxes. So to do that, I just put one of my drawers on its side and traced around, cut it out, and then I used that as my template to make 5 more similar. To secure these to the sides of my drawers, I'm just gonna use Mod Podge, and then I'll just put them in place. And then I'll let this dry overnight. In the morning, I'm going to put another layer of Mod Podge over the top of it just to seal it so that when you're opening and shutting the drawers, you don't have any problems. Now I wanted to do something a little bit different to the actual jewelry box, so I decided to finish it with some white wax by Annie Sloan. This is very similar to the dark wax that I use, but it's going to give it kind of a different tint to it. It's going to have more of a white kind of muckledy look to it. So I'm just wiping it on throughout my piece and then literally wiping off everything that I put on. And I really like the way that this finish turned out. And here's a look at how this jewelry box looks. All right, you guys, so when I was garage sailing, I found this super cool container. They wanted $3 for it. I probably paid $3, maybe I paid $2, I'm not really sure, but it's just old and perfect. I also found these old milk jugs, and she only wanted $1 a piece for them. So she had 4 that were similar, so I picked up 3s because I like to do things in odd numbers. So I'll either do a 3 or a 5. So I grabbed 3, and they fit perfectly into this container. I thought these would make a great display, so I decided to put in 2 sprigs of lamb's ear that you can buy at Walmart for 97 cents, and I put 2 of those in each of my milk jugs. Next, I'm using that same buffalo check ribbon that I've been using in several of my projects, and I decided to wrap it around all 3 of the jugs to just kind of tie them together, and then I just finished it with a bow. And as you can see, I love it. It's sitting out over here, but here's a look at the project up close. All right, you guys, let me know in the comments which of these 3 projects was your favorite. I don't know. I probably I don't know. I really do like all three of these projects, and I know that they're gonna be ones that I use in my home. So let me know your favorite. And if you're new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe. I don't want you to miss out on any of my videos. And if you missed our last video, I'll link it here so you can go watch it. And I'll talk to you guys in our next one. Bye.